What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Happy Monday. Hope everyone had a good day. Just going to do a general crypto news update today. Obviously, a lot going on with the FTX news and associated exchange FUDs, so let's just kind of dive right in and get to it. So things have gone from bad to worse to just plain weird with Sam Bankman-Fried. He tweeted out this gibberish starting last night and still going on right now. His first tweet, what? Then H, then A. This is very sort of unlike him pre the crash. He never sort of, tweeted out just weird stuff like this. Some people think it stands for what have I done? Some people think he might be talking in code to somebody else that he can't speak to at the moment, since I guess he's under supervision from the Bahamian authorities. Some people thought he was just plain drunk last night. Somebody thought he might have been hacked. Some people are just saying don't give him any more attention and don't even speak his name when you're telling people to not give him any attention. I don't know. What do you guys think? Is he drunk? Is he talking in code to somebody else? Just weird. Very weird. Continue. And then as for the news getting worse, so this headline here, this really surprised me, but Bahamas regulators interview FTX Sam Bankman-Fried say they didn't authorize prioritizing local withdrawals. So as you remember, about 2 or 3 days after the exchange went out, this was maybe Wednesday around last week, FTX temporarily started processing withdrawals, limited withdrawals, and they said it was only allowed for Bahamas residents because that was their agreement with the government. So when I first heard that last week, I thought, wow, this Bahamas government is really savvy. Like, damn, I give them more credit than I previously gave them credit for. I figured, okay, they only gave them a license to operate in their country if, in the event of a liquidation, you specify that we, the Bahamian citizens, get first right of withdrawal. So it kind of made sense. Just a savvy government. No, now they're saying they didn't prioritize local withdrawals, meaning the obvious conclusion is it was FTX executives and Sam Bankman-Fried themselves who made that up and were just taking all the withdrawals themselves. Remember, this company is based in the Bahamas, and it's not just like a shell company with like one employee there. They supposedly have 300 employees or had 300 employees in the Bahamas. That's most of their workforce. So they were all living down there. They were all residents of the island. So if you allow withdrawals for only Bahamas residents, that's mostly going to be the FTX employees themselves. So that's just straight up criminal right there. If that's all true, then nothing. I mean, this guy, Sam Bankman-Fried, stoops at, there's no low level that he will not stoop to, apparently. And obviously the hack last week, we still don't really know. That might have just been a disgruntled employee. That's what my gut instinct is telling me, as opposed to Sam himself. But a lot of shady stuff going on. We shall see. Coinbase CEO Brian Armstrong says Sam Bankman-Fried tried to reach out to him for emergency funds. Brian Armstrong kind of wiped his hands clean of that conversation, as did CZ and Binance. Brian Armstrong said it felt like a pretty bad situation that we wanted to stay away from. But also in another tweet, Brian Armstrong, Coinbase CEO, he says that a bunch of other companies, entities in the crypto space, have reached out to him in the last few days to ask for emergency funding, basically. So that does indicate there's a lot of sort of congestion, contagion, whatever you want to call it. A lot of other companies, crypto funds, just any entity that had their funds on FTX before they shut down withdrawals are being affected. Obviously, Coinbase has a lot of money, probably the second most amount of money in the space behind Binance. So it's not really a good sign that Brian Armstrong is getting a lot of those phone calls. CZ, he is on the brink of a second bailout for crypto, so he's launching an industry recovery fund to help limit the impact of the collapse of FTX and the rest of Sam Bankman's cryptocurrency empire. He didn't really specify any details, the size or anything, but I guess it's just a general sort of emergency fund to give out on a first-come, first-case basis to the projects that need it the most. And then obviously a lot of quant funds have been hit very hard because VCs generally, I'm going to have to assume, don't keep their money on exchanges since they don't trade frequently. They only trade if they're, the vesting period unlocks and they're cashing out funds every month, every quarter. So I would be surprised if any big VCs lost a lot of money. But quant trading firms, they're trading every day, every hour, every minute sometimes. So they need to keep their money on exchanges because it takes, 20 minutes to get your money from your wallet to an exchange. Then if you're a quant trading firm, you're going to miss out on that day trading opportunity. So this guy here, Travis Kling, he runs a hedge fund called Ikigai, which I believe they do some high frequency quant trading. He tweeted this: fortunately, I have some pretty bad news to share. Last week, Ikigai was caught up in the FTX collapse. We had a large majority of the hedge fund's total assets on FTX, and they only got very little out. So, yeah, I mean, obviously you should not have your money on any exchange, let alone have your money, almost all your money on one exchange. That is just terrible risk management there, terrible risk management. But it's just, this goes to show why high frequency quant trading, that is huge in mainstream equities, regular stocks, regular currencies. It has not really caught on with cryptocurrencies because that is you have to keep your money on exchange to quickly take advantage of trading opportunities, but then there's the risk, that stocks don't have. E-Trade isn't going to go under the way a cryptocurrency exchange can. So if you're wondering which exchanges are safe and not, these are the safe ones. I'll go over that in a sec. The three we've been hearing FUD about in the last couple of days are Crypto.com, Gate, and Huobi. No one really knows if this is actual FUD. There were some reports of customers been unable to get their withdrawals out, but a lot of times when you're on an exchange and it's the first time you processed a withdrawal, it's a mandatory 24-hour wait period. So it might have just been FUD and customers overreacting. But these are definitely the three exchanges I've been hearing FUD about, that they are not quite as liquid as you would like. On the other hand, the four safest exchanges, as I mentioned before, Binance, Coinbase, Bitfinex, Kraken. Kraken's been around since 2011, Bitfinex 2012, Coinbase 2012. That's three exchanges that have stood the test of time. They've been through a lot of huge market dumps, bear markets. And Binance only been around since 2017, but they're Binance or the Michael Jordan crypto. So I'd recommend these four exchanges, and I'm not hearing any FUD about these exchanges now, and I've pretty much never heard any FUD about these exchanges in terms of them not being liquid enough. Moving on, has Ripple settled with the SEC? So this, where did the rest of this article go? Down here. I guess during a Fox News business show, there was, something went across the ticker saying that as a settlement is expected between Ripple and the SEC, it's expected to be announced tomorrow, which if that's the case, that would be huge for Ripple coin and for crypto in general. That would almost certainly cause a price pump. Ripple has denied it. These rumors have sort of started before and turned out to be false, so we don't really know how accurate that is, but it is a major network, Fox News. We shall see on that. And then what else? Price action, obviously not much. I mean, if there's any silver lining here, again, a lot of people think FTX was like equal to Binance. That is not nearly the case. FTX was around right here, slightly bigger than Coinbase, about equal. So their daily trading volumes are only 20% the size of Binance. So Binance is 4 to 5 times the size of Coinbase and the size that FTX was. So if Binance had been, lit up, that would have been a much bigger story. But just FTX, again, they were not nearly close to Binance. Then if you look at the price action here, so not that great, but if there's a positive, so this black swan I think is a little bit sort of like the COVID 2020 black swan in March 2020, because we had already been through a long bear market when COVID hit, and prices immediately nuked and down from 8,000 to 5,000. But if you see here, they recovered very quickly, even during the start of the pandemic, March, April of that year, they recovered very fast. So obviously the similarity is, again, right now we've gone through a long bear market already, and this is a black swan event, so hopefully, maybe the prices will recover quicker than we would have thought. We shall see. And that is it. Back tomorrow with an episode. Tomorrow I'll be doing a review of Hedera Hashgraph. They've been really buzzworthy lately, getting a lot of new developments. A lot of other YouTubers have been doing videos of them. That's a top 30 coin. Stay tuned for that. Got a bunch of other good videos this week. Ben Crypto signing out. Catch you later.